Have you ever felt overwhelmed walking into a conference with hundreds of people and dozens of sessions to choose from? And are you currently wondering, how can I make the most out of my next professional event or conference? So in this video, I am going to teach you how to navigate conferences like a pro. So before you arrive, you need to set clear goals. Know these things. Are you there to network? Are you there to potentially scout for new employment opportunities? Or are you there to learn a new skill? This is so critical because this will help you to know how to navigate the lay of the land. So for example, if your goal is to network, I would say task yourself with meeting 5 new people at the conference for each day, or however you want to break it down, because I know sometimes people can be introverts and conferences can be pretty scary. But if you task yourself with the challenge, you will make sure that you meet your goal. So for me, I recently attended a conference and I told myself that I wanted to be intentional with meeting new BCBAs, as well as being intentional with meeting those who I interact and engage with on social media. And did I accomplish it? Check. You also want to plan your schedule. There can be a lot of moving pieces happening at conferences, whether it be receptions you're attending, keynotes, breakout sessions, workshop, expos, vending tables. A lot can be going on. So I suggest that you first get the run of events for the day or the itinerary so that you are aware of what is happening when, and you will also ensure that you don't miss out on a specific talk that perhaps was the primary reason that you were attending the conference in the first place. So by reviewing the conference agenda, this will also help you to prioritize things that are directly in alignment with your purpose and your goals as it relates to why you are attending the conference in the first place. I highly suggest that you either highlight or write down in a notebook those talks or workshops that you would like to attend, or I know there are some conferences that have an app that they utilize. So even favoriting the talks that you are interested in attending can also be helpful. I would even suggest that if there is a talk that you want to attend and it's occurring the same time as another one and you're kind of torn between how you want to navigate that, I would most certainly say write them both down and then perhaps the day of just see what you're feeling more. Especially if you're attending alone and not with a friend, you may not be able to divide and conquer. However, I'm sure you'll be able to figure out what it is that is speaking to you most as it relates to the talk or workshop that you will be attending. As I'm sure you know, when you're at a conference and you're networking and engaging with individuals, majority of the time, they will ask you what it is that you do. So you want to ensure that you have an elevator pitch. The purpose of an elevator pitch is so that you have the ability to introduce yourself effectively. So for example, if I was to provide my elevator pitch, it would sound something like this. Hi, I am Nancy, a business owner specializing in providing ABA therapy to children that have a diagnosis of autism. You see how easy that was? You say who you are and what you do. If I wanted to add on a little bit of razzle dazzle, I could also say what my intention is for being at the conference. So this could be, I am here to learn more about the most current therapeutic interventions for treating children on the spectrum. Very simple. May take some practice, write it down, practice it, and you will be golden, I promise. So if you are finding any value to anything I've shared so far, please be sure to like and subscribe. I would love for you to stick around. Next, you want to network strategically. It can be overwhelming. There are so many people that you could potentially meet, but if you come across someone that seems very interesting, that you all perhaps can collaborate on different things, or maybe they'll be able to put you in connection with someone else, that is the person that you want to continue your networking with. So when we're at conferences, you want to be extremely strategic. Granted, I don't want you all to think that you can't go to have fun, you can't go to just meet people, just to meet great people that are within your field or within your space. It is important to understand the quality of making connections versus the quantity. And that is more so what I mean by being strategic. If there is someone that you can engage with and interact with, with that can be a quality relationship that you can take time to foster and build, that will be much more valuable for your career than it would be just saying, oh, I've been able to network at the conference with 50 different people, and you barely remember their name, you barely remember their elevator pitch, and perhaps the same could be on the receiving end. So when you're building those quality relationships, that would be really being able to learn about the person, understanding what they do, and not just collecting a business card. So I always recommend, say for example, if they do give you a business card, just jotting down something that they told you that will help to jog your memory, so that when you do that follow-up, remember the follow-up is key, so that when you are able to follow up with them after the event, then you are able to perhaps jog their memory on something that you discussed. This is something that I often do, especially when I want to continue the relationship and the dialogue with someone that I had met at a conference. During the session, you want to also make sure that you are taking notes or any overall takeaways. This will be really helpful because sometimes, depending upon the field that you're in, you may be the chosen one to be able to attend a conference. So it is very helpful when you have copious notes or really important takeaways that you can then bring back to your team to help to spread the wealth of knowledge that you learned at that respective conference. And as a follow-up to the conference, you do not want to let that momentum die. I tell you to make sure that you are following up with those connections that you have made. If it is that you are able to get the contact information for a presenter, follow up with them, because you never know what type of resources they may have for you, or even the person that you met sitting next to you in the audience. Also, a potential thing that you can do as a follow-up to the conference is have a meeting with your team. Again, if it was that you went on behalf of the team, to go over some of the information that you learned, and or to also help to be that bridge as it relates to their ability to also connect with the presenters or other individuals that you may have met at the conference. Comment your favorite conference tip below, because I would love to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next video.